Welcome to the Cowboy Football Roundup. It's finally here, the 2016 college football season. Oklahoma State ranked in the top 20 as we begin 2016, and a chance to catch up with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. You know, it's interesting. I think you lost 27 seniors after the 2013 season, which was another terrific campaign for your ball club here at Oklahoma State. And you were very young in 2014, but you've built back up pretty quickly. As you think back on where you were at the end of 2013, did you feel like maybe you could build back as quickly as you did and be in the national playoff hunt in 2015 and have a loaded team coming back for 2016? Because that's a pretty quick turnaround when you stop and think about it.
We hope so. Just the longevity of me being here. We've always felt like that we would have years where if we were dominated by seniors, that gives you the best chance to win the most games, maturity. And then on years where you drop off, that we would hope that it wouldn't be as big a drop-off as what it's been over the last 25 or 30 years here at Oklahoma State. So we're back in the picture a little quicker, as you had mentioned. But I just think it's due to the longevity of the program, the coaches here, staff's back. These guys are doing a good job of recruiting, and we're able to develop young players. And it makes a big difference when you have a group leave. If you have the players following them at least understand what's going on in the games instead of having that shock from playing in their first year.
You know, sort of along those lines, with all the starters you have on both sides of the ball coming back this year, something that wouldn't shock this team is playing big games because you started 10-0, you were in the hunt for the national playoff. How much does that specific experience, playing all those high-pressure games mid-October to the end of November, how does that benefit a team that also has those types of goals?
Well, those games allow us to gain valuable experience, and you really can't substitute for the experience we talk about, being on the field, playing in a crowd when you can't hear and it's loud, or playing on the road. We can simulate to the very best possible, but you have to play those games. And we went through a stretch where we were ranked in the top 10 in the country and in that picture, and so the pressure that you want the players to avoid is still there, coaches and players. And that should help us because the majority of the guys that are going to be playing in the games this year were pretty competitive in those games last year in that scenario. So hopefully it'll help our team as it moves forward.
When we come back, we begin our breakdown of the Cowboy personnel groups. We start on offense, and Coach Gundy and I take a look at all the players on the Cowboy offense when we come back. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. Well, let's just go ahead and get started and run through some of the players on the Cowboy offense this year, key players, and we start with Mason Rudolph, your quarterback. Mason
has been very impressive, not only through spring ball, but in the summer. He's went and participated in some camps. The off season here, word is his leadership was very impressive. His body is in the best condition it's ever been in. He's made strides, or maybe I should say he's made more strides in the arm strength category than any quarterback that we've had here. I like where he's at in that area, how he's throwing the ball, getting it there on the right on time. And he was humble this summer, and he was a team player, and you know, he's developed into being a leader, and certainly needed and fortunate to have it at the quarterback position.
Another key returnee, you've got to look at Blake Jarwin there, first team All-Big 12 tight end, and Jeff Carr, a sophomore, who is a true freshman, made some big plays.
Jarwin's playing that cowboy back position and gives us tremendous flexibility. He can play wide receiver, can play tight end, he can play in a wing, can play fullback, mature, a lot of experience. Should be a veteran and a solid player for us this year. Jeff Carr is 10 pounds heavier than he was, more explosive, and had to play considerably last year as just being a freshman, so he'll make great strides this year.
We're looking at the tailback position now and highlighting that group of players. You've got three senior guys who in their own ways have gone through quite a bit from a college football standpoint.
Well, we've got a group there that is hungry for success, and Chris Carson and Rennie Childs and Barry Jr. and the freshmen that are in that group, they're excited about the opportunity to compete this fall. Their attitudes have been good, and they've worked extremely hard throughout the offseason.
Here you see sophomore Jalen McCleskey, who had some big plays for Oklahoma State last year. And one area of the team where you have a lot of depth on offense is your wide receiver position. That despite the fact that Marcel Aitman is out for a while with an injury.
We've got a good group there. We've got youth, we've got veterans, and Aitman will be out for a month or so. But that is the one position where we have some veteran players that have competed in big games. Seals is back, Hayes is back, obviously Washington, Lacey. So we've got some guys that can help us out at that position.
Cowboy wideouts last year made a number of big plays. There's a look at another one of the Cowboy wide receivers, the walk-on Obi Obialo, a walk-on who's received some significant playing time in practice.
Obi's doing a nice job. He's certainly going to factor in, whether it's this year or not, we're not sure, but he's getting some quality work. And a lot of times we bring guys in like that they're intelligent enough, they make the adjustment from high school to college, they're physical enough and durable enough to compete as a freshman.
The final look we had on video was of the offensive line, where you have all 5 starters back, more starts returning in the offensive line than any team in the Big 12 Conference, and that's the area everybody is curious about. What are your thoughts early on so far in camp?
Just in the last couple of practices, I've seen them start to make some strides where we're covering the defensive linemen up. We need to continue to work on finishing blocks. Now that we're covering them up, we have to sink our hips, we have to run our feet, we have to finish those blocks in order to give those backs a chance to make cuts. We like where we're at. The incoming class is a good group. It'll take a while to develop those players. Shane Richards, a junior college player that we brought in. Hopefully he can help us some in maybe the 1st of October, time he gets adjusted to playing. Larry Williams gives us a chance, Marcus Keys. So we've got a good group. We just need to find the right fit, keep those guys healthy throughout the season.
We'll talk Cowboy defense when we come back on the Cowboy Football Roundup. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup as Coach Gundy and I continue our season preview for Oklahoma State football. We talked offense last segment. Let's now take a look at some of the players on defense for the Cowboys this year. Linebacker, a position where you return several key guys and a couple of all Big 12 Conference performers, Chad Whitener and Jordan Burton, who you see here.
Chad has developed into a good leader for our defense. He's a typical Mike linebacker. Burton is more of an outside player. He's got speed and he's playing the pass very well and also defending the run. And Tucker, we saw there, who has really picked it up. He's been one of the players I've noticed in preseason camp that has made some big strides from last year. We see that happen to some guys when they get in the latter part of their career. They really, I guess for lack of a better term, a light comes on, and so I'm excited about watching him develop. At the safety spot there, you have Flowers, who's rangy and tall, become an experienced player now. Should really settle in good. We have Stearns at the other spot. Stearns has always been a physical player for us. We got some experience behind him there with Jarrell, some guys that were working at those positions, so we feel pretty good about that spot. At the corner spot, it'll be be really interesting in how Ramon develops. He's had a really good off season. We didn't see much from him last year, but he's developed his body. A light's kind of come on for him, and I'm excited about what he brings to the table. We have Lampkin back also, at the corner spot, and he should give us some experience. And then we have some other guys. Pipkins is here, transfer that hopefully will give us some depth at that position. You have Curry that has been here and has competed and playing well. So if we can keep these guys healthy, they're improving each day. I feel good about the direction we're going.
In the defensive line, perhaps in the interior, you may have more depth than any Oklahoma State team that I've witnessed here in 16 years.
We've got 5 or 6 tackles that we feel like can play in a game. And most of the time that you and I are having this discussion in preseason, we're talking about staying healthy at defensive tackle because we hadn't had much depth. We've built up some depth there, so we need those guys to get about 30 good plays a game, be able to play full speed. And then at the end position, of course, we lost 2 really, really good players. But I like Brelford. I like what Jarrell's doing. Cole's doing a good job. Trey Carter. So there's some guys at the defensive line position. There's Eric Davis, and we didn't even mention him. He's been around here forever. So there's a group of guys there that I think can give us some depth and play hard and chase down those ball carriers.
And of course, you added late another interior defensive lineman that has so far in practice really turned some heads, to Quentin Coleman.
Yeah, DQ has played well. He's very quick. He was at Missouri, and so he understands competing at this level. And he's a good addition for us. He's a nice change-up. You can put him in, get 20, 25 plays a game of a guy that plays a little different than the other defensive linemen because he's not quite as tall, but he's very quick.
Just before the Cowboys report to camp, some Cowboy football fans have their own preseason camp with the Cowboy football coaches. Football 101 for the ladies to take you inside that great weekend for Cowboy football fans after this. Welcome back. Each summer, the Cowboy football staff and head coach Mike Gundy invite women to the Stillwater campus for a special weekend of learning football and just having fun getting to know the Cowboy football coaching staff. Allison Gappa takes us inside this special event known as Football 101.
Hey OSU fans, Allison Gappa here at the 11th annual Cowboy Football Women's 101, where the Cowboys welcomed over 300 women of all ages to go through drills with coaches and players, learn the fundamentals of football, tour facilities, eat at training table, and it was a very fun day for everyone involved.
Oh my gosh, it's the 11th annual, and just blew it out of the water again. We had turned like 50 away plus wanting to come to be a part of this day. And, we try to have those women experience things about Cowboy football that people just really don't know till they get behind the walls. They get to experience a practice. They get to go downstairs and be in the weight room and throw up some weight, get a workout in, and then we tape their ankles and try on helmets and eat at the training table with the fellas, get to have a position meeting with the coaches. So it's just it's a big time day.
I noticed you on the sled. What did you think about that drill?
I totally thought I was going to get it way up in the air just like the guys, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. Maybe a few more practices.
It's a little bit harder than it looks, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
As a fan and a grad, you kind of maybe feel a little bit more a part of the program being able to do something like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially getting to go into where the team meets and see what they see, especially the wall where it talked about their manners and what they're going to do. It just made me feel proud to be from Oklahoma State and to see what kids we're going to send out.
Just having fun. My friend Samantha Davis, she dares me to do stuff constantly. So, once in a lifetime deal to go tackle a big guy, right?
So she dared you to go in for the tackle?
Oh yeah, she got it on video too. So I'm a sucker.
How much fun is it being out here, being able to go through these drills with players and coaches?
It's great. It's amazing. It's really fun to come out and get like a personal one-on-one with some of these guys and coaches, and it's a good time.
Are you a big Oklahoma State fan?
Huge Oklahoma State fan. It makes it more personal. It's really fun to come out here and do hands-on stuff with the guys. It's really great. It's a great idea. I know they started it 11 years ago, and this is my first year. I came with a group that has been here for about 3 or 4 years now, so I'm glad they invited me. This is great. I think I'm going to bring my daughter next year. She's 13.
They're knowledgeable of the game. They'll surprise you. You come to the realization that they're sitting in that seat and they're for the Cowboys and what the Cowboys represent and all the success that they can have.
When we come back, Coach Gundy and I take a look at the 2016 schedule. 3 non-conference home games for Oklahoma State, including 2 with teams that played in bowl games last year. We break it down when we come back. Welcome back to the Cowboy Football Roundup. Before we let you go today, let's take a look at the Cowboy football schedule. In fact, you'll get a look at it as well. Non-conference, all 3 at home, Coach, but Central Michigan, a team that went to a bowl game last year, a lot of players returning, and Pittsburgh won 8 games last year, and the Panthers also with several key players coming back.
Well, it's a good schedule, and we need to really prepare for the opener. You always have to put your work in and make sure you're focused. If you're playing a team that the public's opinion that you should be better than physically, you really have to work hard to make sure we have focus with the players. Then you talk about Central Michigan. Central Michigan's got a quarterback returning that we saw last year that, in my opinion, is going to get a chance to be in an NFL camp. Anytime you play against a team that's got a quarterback of that caliber, as a coach, you're always concerned. Pittsburgh won 8 games, as you mentioned. They lost to North Carolina by less than a touchdown, I believe. They lost to Iowa, at Iowa, on a field goal. Iowa won, 10, 11 games?
Yeah,
like
they were
that.
in the hunt for the playoffs.
So, you have 2 games there that could possibly get them to 10 wins. And they're a good football team. So then you get right into Big 12 play, and, you got Baylor and Texas and so on and so forth. So it's an exciting schedule. I'm happy for the students and the Oklahoma State fans that they get home games in September. We haven't had many home games in September here, and we want to have at least 2 a year to get everybody excited about the start of football.
And of course, the Pittsburgh game at Boone Pickens Stadium on September 17th will be a special occasion.
Mm-hmm.
It's Stripe the Stadium Day, and the thing is, it's been a few years since a Power 5 opponent has come into Stillwater, so that's exciting for everybody. Pittsburgh now in the ACC.
Well, we should be excited, and we want to stripe the stadium. We'll make it look like those stadiums you see on TV that are awesome, and I know that our marketing will do a great job, and the players will appreciate it. So that'll be a lot of fun for the fans.
You going to stripe your hair?
Well, I guess I could. I'll do kind of whatever. We need to fill the stadium and stripe it. If they can do that, maybe I can stripe my hair.
Well, it's nice that some people have hair to stripe. For Coach Gundy, I'm Dave Hunziker. Looking forward to spending the season with you. We'll see you at the stadium on September 3rd. So long. The Cowboy Football Roundup is brought to you by Bud Light, a proud partner of Oklahoma State football. Cowboys, raise one to right now. By OG&E, power at the speed of life. By Case IH, get in the red zone and win with Case IH. Learn more about exclusive offers on top-performing tractors and combines at caseih.com/cowboys. By the visitstillwaterok.org Shop, Dine, and Stay partners. Be sure to shop, dine, and stay in America's friendliest college town. Brought to you by visitstillwaterok.org. By Mercy, your life is our life's work. And by Cox, your OSU sports connection.